Hear that? Is that America cheering or a sausage patty sizzling to perfection? It's time to cheer for Egg McMuffin and fresh cracked eggs at McDonald's. It's time to wake up to the aroma of freshly baked biscuits and treat yourself to a real honest-to-goodness morning meal. Breakfast, it's on at McDonald's. Now get any breakfast sandwich for just $2. Available only through the app. Mobile order and pay available at participating McDonald's. McD app download and registration required.
The level of connection you feel in your home dramatically influences your experiences there. Get the tools to control that connection in your communities with the first multifamily platform that unifies management and resident experiences to create smart apartments. Talk to a RealPage consultant today to see how your properties can meet the future of multifamily with the Smart Building Suite.
The best presentation you can make by doing these things early, and these little things that you learn just because you didn't learn it because you didn't do it. And you said, oh, I didn't do that. I better do it next time.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, good morning, good people. Miss Cindy, got Chris on, and I'm letting Law and Miss Latrice in. Jerome, Romy Rome, Baltimore's own is on. Good morning, good morning. Good afternoon to you, Steve. Good morning, Mr. Jerry.
Oh, all right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us for the ATS Daily Morning Meeting. Let me see. We don't have any new ones on here. So whatever you learn here, if you have questions, take it, steal it, use it to build and grow your business. And now I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to our founder, our creator, our CEO, the one who made all of this possible, Mr. Antonio T. Smith Jr.
Thank you all so much. We've got some stuff to talk about. Obviously, I have to also address the events from yesterday too. We'll get to that here in a little bit. As far as business, let's jump right into it. The meeting, our first corporate meeting for Rickason went very well yesterday. Very well. Very well. Actually had 100% conversion rate. So that actually works. There's something about meeting in person, even though everyone had on a mask the whole time. It was fantastic. That being said, there's something I do want to change though. Already told from everybody, none of you are exempt. Not even you, Chris. Is he here? Not even you. Nobody. So don't argue back with me. Don't argue back with me. Don't fight. Y'all vision. Y'all made assumptions yesterday. You ain't thinking as big as me. I am not having a meeting. I'm starting a global movement. All right, Grace, what did you say this morning? You made what?
I made an assumption. I did. And I saw it. And then, but I saw what you just said, the global movement. When you were talking yesterday, I saw it. That this is the meeting that we're starting, and we're gonna be doing this every Wednesday, bringing more and more people in. So that's what that was my assumption.
Deanna, what did you think?
My assumption was more about the preparation.
Is she talking?
Than the actual.
My assumption was more about the preparation than the actual meeting. I didn't come prepared as far as equipment, because my assumption was, oh, Chris will be here. He got everything he needs.
So
I did not come prepared like I would normally come prepared for a meeting of that kind.
But even if you would have came prepared, you would have came prepared locally to a meeting. That was all in everything you said. You understand what I'm saying? Chris, what did you assume? Now, Chris had double duty. He was doing the shoot and then came through. But what did you assume, Chris?
Well, for me, honestly, now that I'm in the Corps, I'm learning never to expect less. So I had a hunch. I didn't know guarantee, but I knew I was like, okay, knowing him, he's not going to just do something just little. So I was like, okay, let me just do what I need to do. But I know that by now you're going to push everybody or have some bigger plans at stake.
Love it. All three of you answered perfectly. Good job. Love it, love it, love it, love it. No, there was not a meeting to me. That was the first stone in a global building. Do you understand? First stone in a global building. Deanna, in the Amazon cart right now, don't go to it till after this meeting. I've already put 2 additional lights in there. All right. You're going to purchase these lights and make that happen. You understand?
Mhm.
We're also going to use 3 cameras. Somebody understand what I'm saying? 3 cameras, not 1. 6 mics. Am I understood?
Wait
here?
a minute. Did you just buy more equipment?
I'm doing that right now. God dog it. Shoot. Nobody got time to be playing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Nobody got time to be playing. 3 cameras, 6 mics, 2 more lights. You get me? I don't want, remember I said if it looks good on TV and looks good in person, right? I don't want the, start stop or whatever, switching to the mics or whatever. It's all good because everything happened the way it should. And the first meeting was absolutely perfect. It's just my job to say, not enough, because I'm not having a meeting. It's the first stone in a global building. It would behoove all of you listening to me. I don't if you're new or if you're not new. Whatever you think, that's not what I'm doing. It's just not. It's just right. It's just not. It's not. At this point, you should be in tune to understand I'm building a nation. A nation that's populated by one family. You shouldn't just expect me to buy businesses, which is what I do. I'm also buying cities. See, this is me.
Can I say something real quick?
You sure can.
What I'm getting on the vibe is like if you set the expectations sky high, the people will come. Is that where you're going with this?
That's absolutely correct. More, but yes, absolutely correct. Just know, here's what's going to happen, Kathy. Shout out, by the way, Kathy was there yesterday. Yes. Yes. She is exactly as short as you think she is.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes, she is. And she had on 4 or 5 inch heels and was still way down there. Yes, yes. And she is equally as magnetic in person as she is on these videos. So shout out to you, Kathy. You consistently, I tell y'all, hey, I'm gonna do this. And then 6 months from now, I do it. I'll be like, and I'll be like, no, I told you 6 months ago, right? I'm telling you right now that I'm not thinking company. I'm thinking nation. I'm not thinking buying businesses. I'm thinking buying full cities. That's not a metaphor. There are literally cities on sale in America right now. Just Google it. There are cities on sale in America that are cheaper than the private jet that I got my eyes on. So can you see what I'm doing here? I'm way out there. I'm way out there. You see a business university because I want you to see that. It serves my purposes. You see me in a teaching role because I want you to see that, because I'm doing so much that no one listens to teachers. So I consistently keep myself in a teaching role. So I keep sneaking up behind the whole world. Go ahead, Phil.
I don't know whether you've noticed this or not, but on TV, Phoenix University is advertising they're offering $1 million scholarship for this month. And they're saying contact Phoenix University to see if you apply, see if you could
Qualify.
What's the word I'm looking for? Qualify, yeah, So if the Phoenix is advertising on TV right now that they're offering $1 million free scholarship to see if you apply to see if you can get them.
Wow, I had no idea. No idea. That's worldview changing. That'll totally change your worldview for sure.
Well, I think that's good because it's reinforcing that they're recognizing a way to market what they're doing.
That's right.
And they see the opportunity out there, so they're investing in that. So it just means to me that we're on the right track.
Absolutely. Now, meeting went fantastic. Chris did an obviously great job recording it. You will all see said recording 48 hours later. It'll always be up. You'll see it. That being said, if you know anyone in Houston, it doesn't matter if you live in Houston, send them there. This means people like Steve in the United Kingdom can start growing a base in Houston. Remember, this is you growing your own legacy because I'm sharing half my wealth. This is not you, I don't know, let me use language. This is not you building your right leg so you can meet customer volume requirements or or 3 go get that. This ain't none of that. This is none of that. This is group economics.
Wait, the light bulb went off. Can I say?
Yes, good.
Okay,
good.
So I'm gonna speak for everybody. So does this mean we can utilize our company and its combination with this in like the meeting rooms to expand everything in group economics?
Yes, sir. I would never tell a CEO how to CEO their stuff. You absolutely keep them lights going off. Y'all, this is simply, let me help y'all out real quick. I've shown you this before. I look at it every single day. It is something I made up. This is not in a business book. Don't look for it. This is this most certainly in a book. It's just not in a business book. It's in war books. Do you understand? It's in war books. It's not in the business books. 33 Strategy of the War, stuff like that. Yeah. In this case, this is in a book that was about China and how they became the number 2 economy in the world. But when y'all was growing up, that doesn't even make sense, right? They wouldn't even number 14 economy in the world. Now, so this comes from a lot of different places. This doesn't just come from that one book. This comes from thousands of books and me being a historian. Do you understand? Or at least a wannabe historian. I've learned how the top, hold on, let me. I was explaining to Ken, great job, by the way, did a fantastic job yesterday. Perfect host. I was explaining to Ken, Deanna, and Grace yesterday that I've been studying how England colonized the whole world. They did. Like the sun never sets on the crown or something like that. I forget. Steve knows what I'm talking about. Just saying, right? The sun never sets. Yeah, it's real talk. They had everything. I've been studying how the profiteers in the West created America. And think about it. And I broke it down to them this way. In fact, I know Phil will appreciate this. I broke it down. I told them we're sitting at a table. Someone created what is table. That table comes from a company that some profiteer created. In a building, in a downtown high rise, that someone else invented, a profiteer. In a city, Houston, that someone else invented. In a county, someone else invented, another profiteer. In a nation, someone else invented. And y'all are only looking at the room. But I'm looking at some profiteer built all of this through trial and error.
Mhm.
Was that too fast, too deep?
Mhm.
I'm not looking at the table. I don't care nothing about the table. I don't care nothing about the room or the rent. I don't care nothing about that. Somebody made up rent in the first place. Somebody made up the building, the corporation, the entities that had to be made up Houston, then made up Harris County, then made up Texas, then made up America.
Hmm.
I want that. You understand what I'm saying? Then I broke it out wide. Once they caught it, I said, then made up North American continent, and then made up the rest of the continents. And these people was no smarter than any of y'all. Just through trial and error, they built. You understand what I'm saying? I obviously have to address the events of yesterday. I will. I warned you about that just before. I did. Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, before you do, can you put together, I guess flyer is the best way I can describe it, because I've got some speaker buddies in Houston that I'd like to talk to them about this and then send them information about the Wednesday meeting.
Absolutely.
You know Ed Robinson? You know a guy named Ed Robinson?
I've heard of Ed Robinson. I've heard.
Yeah, he's a good buddy of mine, a professional speaker in Houston, so he'd be the first person I'd call.
Outstanding. Sure will. Deanna, I think who I told that to yesterday. Was it you, Deanna? All right. So let's get a nice one going together. We sure will, Phil. Absolutely will. Absolutely. It's the first stone, because what we're going to do, we created a new way to speak. It's not your, it's in 4 segments or 3. No, it's in 4. It's in 4, but it's completely. It'll take too long to explain. For this meeting, I'll explain in another one. But it's not what you think it is. Okay, it is literally. How does Antonio get a cold customer, and in 8 seconds to 8 minutes, they become a hot lead that then convert? It happens all the time. You all seen it. You've seen it. Some of you, it happened to you. And so the meeting is designed that way. How do we take a cold customer in 8 seconds to 8 minutes? They go, you know what? I'm in. So it's designed that way. Okay, it's what I learned how to do over the internet. It's just my internet gifts in person now. It's just been personified. It's all it is. So it's a little different. I will break that down for you tomorrow, just so you can have it and take it back to your own companies. I won't do it today, or maybe I will. Maybe I will if I have time. Maybe I will. But all of you are getting now, I'm not concerned with holding the best meeting, Jeanette. I'm not concerned with growing Rakeza. I am concerned with growing your legacies. There's a big difference. Let me finish sharing you the screen real quick, because I want you to understand. And this is the stuff I do every day that no one understands I do, but I do it. You get, like, let's just talk about ATS Business University right now. Where does ATS Business University fit in here? Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
All of them.
All of them. And so does Rakeza, so does Bureau. Like, if you think about it, and there's more. Where does Vibin fit in here? Everyone, but especially all of them. Yeah, no, it's fronting this, but it's all of them. So let me explain to y'all. If you learn how to control these, listen, let me stop the screen one more time, because I want everybody to understand me. So I want to understand me. If you never show back up to this, remember, this is my private meeting that I opened up to the public, just because COVID made me realize, holy crap, we're doing very well and the whole world is suffering. So I just open it up so you can take it and run it back to your company, steal, put it back, make it applicable to you, do the same thing we're doing, etc. Right? Just somebody, Jerome, has to be a part of the universe correcting itself. It has to start somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Has to start somewhere. Now, if you never show up again and you say, man, I like that boy got me, or I hate him, at least take a screenshot of this and then let the universe over time reveal to you what is in my head. At least take a screenshot of this here. I even blew it up from the last time I showed y'all. This is my top secrets. Y'all shouldn't even see. Yeah, this is in my morning notes, right? This is in my morning notes. You understand? I'm supposed to talk about all this right now. All this is what I'm supposed to talk about. This is on my agenda. This is on my agenda right now. This is what I'm supposed to tell y'all about. All this here. But ain't nobody worry about that right now. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody worry about that right now. This that says morning meetings. All right. Look, genealogy is being fixed. Don't let this stop you. I'm supposed to tell you that. Okay. Great job, Sugar. Sugar want to make calls. Would teach her how to prospect and make it right. Literally said this yesterday. Forgot to delete it. Okay. So just so you know, that's my real morning notes. All right. But down here, I keep this on purpose to remind myself. It's in 4 or 5 other different places. But I'm always keeping this. Why? Because if you learn how to control these 6 areas, you can win a war without firing a single shot. I want all of you to think about when you first met me and think about what we look like now. And some of you be like, that's 6 months ago, and man, right? Like 6 months, 6 weeks. It's meteoric. We double every day. Not because I'm smart, because I'm a wartime CEO. And I'm at war. And everybody else is waiting on their government to fix the problems. I'm at war. Do you understand? I control the economics, finances, data information, manufacturing, infrastructure, communications, and human resources. If you do nothing else, my friends, make sure that when you get into business, I'll even copy and paste this and put it out there for y'all. When you get into business, make sure, if you're in a strategic partnership, if you baking cookies, make sure that you are controlling these 6 areas, or at least hire someone like me who will. Back to the meeting. That meeting has nothing to do with Houston. It is going to be everywhere, all over the world. Same concept, same 4 movements, but with the leeway, as long as you understand the 4 movements, then a Brazilian meeting can look like Brazilians. A meeting in Yorkshire can have the culture of Yorkshire Nights. I have no idea if that's what they call them. I have no idea. Okay, Yorkshireans, I don't know. Something, whatever, however they call them, however you make that an adjective, Yorkshire. Okay, you get what I'm saying? And it just goes and it goes and it goes. I want Nigerian meetings to look like Nigeria. See, this isn't because I've studied colonization. You know why all colonizing efforts fail? Because colonies typically happen from the West and they try to take over Eastern things. You understand? Well, it could be Eastern and West, but most certainly the West conquers the East. It's just what we do. Well, not we, but you understand. What we do is we put Western ideals and philosophies, and we think they're great, and we force them on other cultures. And after a while, there's a natural reaction of kicking against that. So how do you build something, Sugar, that people don't kick against? They rise up in support. This is why ATS feels that way. Phil said community versus culture. How do you build? So what do you do if you don't want it to fall apart after you die? Obvious for me, family.
You create common unity.
That's
common unity.
Community. There you go. So think about that. Dynasties fall, kingdoms fall, businesses fall, families argue, but bloodlines last forever. This is what it is. Okay? Harder for a family to fall. All right, so just the last thing I'll say about that is just know. So here's your standard. Antonio wants to get to 7 million new enrollments in the next 760 days. If you have Antonio wants to get to 7 million new enrollments in 760 days. If you have an idea, if you have input, if you have a suggestion, before you ask it, ask yourself, does this help us get to 7 million? Can this suggestion idea survive when we have 7 million people? If the answer is no, which 99% of the chance it will be no, don't be silent. Work on your idea. You can even bring it up before you got it ready and say, hey, I got an idea. I'm not sure where it fits in the 7 million, but I'd like to bring it up. And then we will tweak it to it serve 7 million. Man, if y'all hear what I'm saying, what I'm doing is I'm attempting to get you to ride the same wave. Don't have an idea. Have an idea that fits the vision. And if your idea doesn't fit the vision, don't be silent. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bring it up and let's push it to the vision. But if you're just on autopilot, you're going to crash. Because the road of success has turns, caves, and cliffs. And you just autopilot going straight. As soon as the road turns, boom, there you go. It's all over. Okay, so the road will turn. Can y'all see how I'm setting a standard? Listen to what Chris said. Now that I'm in the core, I'm realizing I don't expect anything less. No. I'm not just a big thinker. I'm a big doer and a big accomplisher as well. Go ahead, Chiquita.
Good morning, fam. Okay, so we have this clubhouse situation going on, and most of us are we're on either side, the Android side or the Apple side. So what if we took our topics from our ATS University and we hosted different rooms throughout the week where we're teaching those concepts and then, inviting them to join ATS from there? And when is our clubhouse coming? Have an update on that?
No doubt. Yes, our clubhouse is coming. Let me answer that last. Yes, everything. They actually said wow as you was talking, so they like your idea. Definitely. As a matter of fact, I'll push that further. Y'all should be growing your own base on Clubhouse, and you can take your notes from classes here and reteach them and just get people to talk about it. You did? Y'all did? Say it on the mic for me.
On our team call yesterday, that's what Monica and I talked about, using Vibin and Clubhouse to grow your business, your business that you have, your own business, as well as your own Ricasa business. So that's what we talked about.
Yeah, unless you don't like getting customers for free, then go out there and pay for them. Then I mean, it's just it's up to you. It depends on how much money you want to make, how much money you want to make. So absolutely, I love your idea, Chiquita. I'm working on something she always pulls out stuff y'all ain't supposed to know. One of the things that I'm working on is Chiquita. See what you made me do. I'm working on our own version of Spotify. Let me just say that. Okay. Let me just say that. We're working on our own version of Spotify because here's my vision, Jeanette. I want to teach y'all what I'm already doing. I want to teach you how to master everything out there. But imagine once we get to 7 million. This is why I got all this inventions that I keep inventing tied in, like it's stuck. You do know if I turn Vibin into an app right now, I could start competing, and then everybody go get out there. People would download it, and then I would just get rich as a richer. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. But if I don't turn it into an app and I tie it into the group economics, and the only way you can get it is being in ATS, but the only way you can get into ATS is invite only through Ricasa, then I don't just get rich. Y'all do. You know what? God dog it. So do you see why every time someone say, is this going to be an app? And I keep saying, no, not right now. Not right now, right? Not right now. That's why. Because if I do it that way, then it's just me. But you can only get the ATS through invite only. And you can only get invited by one of y'all. And then Vibin is tied right into ATS. You understand? So when Chiquita invites somebody and then they get on, you get it, it's all group, but what happens, they can only use what is hot that everybody keeps hearing about they can't use it until she tells them, here, you could be on my team now. That's how you share wealth, my friends. That's how you share wealth. All right, that's all right. I thought that was good. I thought it was good. All right. So I'm working on our own version of Spotify. Why? Because I start thinking, all these people want to do podcasts. Let me tell you what I did. I actually emailed the podcasting company. Doesn't matter who. And I told them, I said, you know what you should do? And then no podcast has done this yet. Clubhouse came really close. I emailed them. It's actually it's in one of these meetings in like March or something. I emailed the company and I said, you know what? You should start verifying your top podcasters and start making this more social media like. Imagine if you had podcasting that was social media. I literally said this in March. It just go back, look at one of the meetings. I'm telling you. And I had no idea Clubhouse existed at the time. So they kind of did it. But then I start thinking about it. You know what? Because they never responded to my email. Now, first off, I'm a top podcaster. Secondly, you're going to respond to my email. So how does someone like me behave, Kathy, when you won't listen to me? I put you out of business. This is what it is. The first thing I try to do is work with you. You don't want to work with me? Now I got to put you out of business. It just is what it is. So I've been building our own podcasting platform. I ain't supposed to know nothing about that, but the question brought that out.
I have a quick question. For our podcasting platform, is it going to be audio and video with unlimited space? And is it going to be a monthly charge?
The answer is no. So monthly charge. Yes to audio, later to video.
Wow. Music as well?
Music as well. Absolutely.
That's dope.
Oh yeah, that Stack just came in. He jumped in right at the right time. Yes, I'm building our own version of Spotify. But once again, you can't get it unless you've been invited by somebody who is in Ricasa. How much does it cost to be in Ricasa? Free. You see what I'm doing is I'm inventing all these great things and these social medias and all this stuff. And people are going, man, I want that. And you say, yeah, sure, you can have it. When is a good time to talk about right, joining my success team? You get what I'm saying? It's brilliant when you're trying to share wealth. It's brilliant. If I was just being wealthy on myself, then it's the worst possible thing to do. The worst possible thing. Vibing is enough right now to compete right now. Right now. But you got, and there's so much coming, y'all. If I told y'all what's coming, you just gotta wait for this is why you need to be at the MExit conference, because you're gonna find out then. Yes. The MExit conference right now is $45. Okay, we typically don't charge, but that's how big conferences. I'm a developer. I still invent stuff. I'm not just a businessman. I still invent stuff every day. Okay, just know that. Yeah, that's all I. Yes, go ahead. Oh, go ahead, Patricia. I got plenty to say. I'm trying to hold my mule.
Good morning.
Go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say, it's not just genius, but it's love. Because it's clear that you love people. And for a person to be able to give and do as much as you do, it's not just ingenious, but it's actually you put your thoughts and your feelings to action. And I just want to say thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Kathy.
You said when a person doesn't work with you, you put them out of business.
That is correct.
So it's not wrong to think like that.
Not at all. Not at all.
Because I think like that, because I think, and I know it would be huge, but I know I probably could pull it off. It'll take one. But that was one of my thoughts with FedEx, to build a transportation company and then take them down and then put them out of business.
Right. So let's attack it from this way. So my motives are, everything is motives, right? You got to make sure that your motives align with God's motives. If you don't want, because what am I trying to do? I am trying to make as many people wealthy as possible. Hey, company X, here's an idea. You should, because I want to bring, and the rest of that message was because I've got a bunch of people who want to do podcasting, and I want to send them your way. You understand what I'm saying? I want to send them your way. I think that you should do this. Now, I'm not telling you how to run your business. I'm saying, here's a suggestion. Let's talk about it. You don't want to talk about it? Okay. Now, I now deem in my head, well, what I have to do is I have to create that platform so I can serve the people you just ignored. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm not charging for let me tell you something, man. See, you brought out my hood now. Let me tell you something. Yeah, because you took me back to a hood lesson I learned. Back in 2008, I was struggling. I was struggling because Hurricane Ike came through, just washed. No. That was 2008, but I was struggling before Hurricane Ike came through. I was just struggling. I'll tell you why I was struggling. I was struggling because be careful who you sleep with. Sorry, I don't know the better way to say it, but just pick well, pick well. So I'm struggling. And I went to go live with my brother. I was like, bro, I got to get out of Galveston, man. It's rough. I got to. I feel like I'm fighting the police. I'm fighting everybody. I got to leave. He said, well, come on up here. So I went up there and I said, this is about 90 miles away. This is Galveston. He's in Katy. Katy is like an affluent part of Houston, if you know what I'm talking about. And it'd be Rancho Cucamonga. It was right where Katy is or something like that. All right. Now, Rancho Cucamonga, yeah, that's a real, yeah. Now, he told me this, Kathy. I get through, Steve, like anybody else. I say, all right, man, he's got this $300,000 house. And at the time I was like, wow, that's huge. Now it's like my outhouse or something right now. Right? But at the time I was like, ooh, that's huge. And I'm thinking, how much rent you want me to pay? Let me tell you what this man said. I never forgot this lesson. This man said, he said, little bro, I gotta pay these bills, whether you here or not. He told me it cost me $8,000 a month just to be broke. It's true. He's a programmer. $8,000 a month just to be broke. I have to pay these bills regardless whether you here or not, period. So you might as well get here, get on your feet, get your stuff together, because you can't get ahead if I'm charging you. Back to Kathy. You understand? I say she brought my hood. I learned that in hood mode. You can't get ahead.
Let me just throw that out there because I see a few comments. It's not something that I want to do. I just asked it because people think like that. You know what I'm saying? When you made your comment, and then people think like, hey, I want to do this, but I have no idea. Me getting fired from FedEx was one of the best things that happened to me. So
well, I understand. And if there's a need.
The level of connection you feel in your home dramatically influences your experiences there. Get the tools to control that connection in your communities with the first multifamily platform that unifies management and resident experiences to create smart apartments. Talk to a RealPage consultant today to see how your properties can meet the future of multifamily with the Smart Building Suite.
Need to jump in the transportation industry, we will. I know I have a great need to jump in the transportation industry, but that's not something I'm saying out loud right now. You know what I'm saying? but it goes back to, I'm gonna tell you, I'll tell you exactly why. It's you got 7 million people around the world, and that's phase one. I'm gonna have to, somebody's gonna say, oh, well, we can build it for you, Antonio, this much. Nope, ain't doing that. Somebody's gonna try to get me to borrow their infrastructure to reach my people. Ain't doing that. Somebody's gonna try to let me borrow their communication systems to reach their people. Ain't doing that. Can you see it here? All three. And it's gonna affect these two. You got me messed up. Another thing that I'm building, just so you get it. I'm telling y'all way too much. Right. Y'all just make sure y'all forget all this after this meeting. All right, I ain't never said this. I never said this here. All right, is I really like WhatsApp, and I know that most of our growth is going to immediately come from Asia Pacific. And I know a lot of these people are going to be in Asia Pacific and Africa. And a lot of these people are going to be on what we call 3G, third generation internet. So what I want to be able to do, and I've already actually built it into Vibin, y'all just don't have access to it yet. You just don't have access to it. I built live videos into Vibin, you just don't have access to it yet. And I built FaceTime into Vibin, you just don't have access to it yet.
Wow.
It's in there. I just got it turned off right now, but it's in there. It's in there. It's in there. That's it. That's right. That's right, Cindy. I understand that I need to make it very easy and affordable to make phone calls and video calls. And I want to have one of the number one apps in the world, you understand, to do so. Stack just asked, when is Vibe and app coming out? It's not coming out. He missed that part. It's not coming out. The reason it's not coming out is because if I put out the Vibe and app, only I get rich and the people who have shares. Okay. If I keep it internal to the network, at least for the first 7 million people, you understand? And then I say, okay, how can people get into the network? Well, only Stack can invite them. How can they use Vibe? And they got to be in the network. You know what I'm saying? Or at least know somebody in there. You get what I'm saying? Then now I don't just get rich, Stack gets rich as well. Because they got to go through him to get to what I created. But through that, he strikes a relationship. And then they'll his success team, or they buy a beast from him or something like that. Everybody follow me? I'm building group economics because I've already made enough. I said this yesterday. I said it to somebody. Interesting question, private messenger. Interesting question. That's not that easy. Let's talk later. Let's see. You would have to be in the core. That's for sure. Yeah, you would have to be in the core, and that's for sure. Typically, I would have said no, but since it's you, let's talk later. Now, what was I going to say?
I don't know what you were going to say, but Sam asked, will Android be able to get in unlike Clubhouse? LOL.
Yes, for God's sakes, yes. You Android users, yes. Have we had a talk with Kyra yet? Is that today? Was that yesterday?
It was yesterday. She didn't answer. We're rescheduling.
Has she talked to you?
We've been talking through Twitter messaging.
Cool. All right then. You tell her to bring her blank so I can put my face on her. I need to see. All right, so it's a bunch of stuff. WhatsApp, it's a bunch of stuff. But I want it internal for right now. I have my reason. My reasons is to share the wealth. That's my reasons. If we basically, so True Kathy said this. I told you this before, but now it'll make more sense now. In order to get to 7 million, most people is going to try to get bigger, Vanessa, but that's not how you get to 7 million. Remember, 7 million is not my goal. 7 million is phase one goal. Once I get 7 million, then I'm going to launch phase two. But you don't get to 7 million by growing to 7 million. That's not how you do it. That costs too much. You get to 7 million by being better. When you're better to 37 people, we got way more than 37, but you get the point. It's just 37 of y'all on the call. Those 37 people will force you to get bigger. Mm-hmm. Don't get bigger, get better. You understand? And when you get better, they'll force you to get bigger. So how do you scale to 7 million? You probably need what 7 million people like social media and stuff, etc. Right? Go ahead, Phil.
And everybody's got to ask themselves, what are you doing now so you can get better?
That's big facts. Ain't no sense in us getting better. You not. Yeah, you can't benefit. You can't benefit. Well, you will benefit. You just have limited benefits, and we want maximized benefits. I don't know about y'all, but me and Vanessa are tired of partial blessings. You understand? We want all our blessings. We want no more partial blessings. Lord, don't you say nothing here. 3 8s. I want all of it. 8 8s. You understand? I want all of it. Whole. Bring me whole numbers. That's what I want. Good stuff. Outstanding. Stack, I got your logo for it. I just need to send it to you, man. I just need to get some time out to send it to you. Now,
I got to talk to you later. I'll talk to you. I'll call you. We're talking.
Let's chop it up, man. Text me. Yeah, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up for sure. Because I know you had some stuff that you had for me as well. All right. What else do I want to say before I have to address some stuff? Back to Houston. Grow through Houston. And then from Houston, everything else will be. Okay. Grow through your own backyard. Invite people to Houston, Deanna. Get a graphic to make that very easy. Okay. Make it very easy. We would take care of Houston every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You're not worried about that. Nobody loses anything. Everybody understand? Nobody loses anything. You would never get credit taken away from you because somebody brought you to this meeting. Will all be said. Boom. Last thing. Just know that your software is getting better by the day. That's all I'll say about that right now. That's all I'll say. That's all I say.
Okay, you can say it. Bring flashy thingy.
Okay, you say you want me to go ahead and say it?
Just say it. You know better.
Oh, the flashy thingy. Yeah. Men in Black. No, go give me one of those things. So I can, poof, do the one thing. I am working on your new Ricasa software. Okay. I often say MLM software just because that's how my brain processes it. We're not an MLM, but I needed to borrow from MLM to share wealth, but it's Ricasa software. And it will have your full genealogy on it. Your full, okay? Will have it. Yeah, it will have it. And it is, I don't know, man. I'll just pull up a note so I can show you. I'm not even sure if all this would even apply to y'all, but it applies to me. So let me see if I can. Anywho, it has plenty of stuff. That's all it has. It's too much admin. It's too much nerd stuff. Just know that I don't know.
Go ahead.
It's like 100 times better. I just don't, you know what I'm saying? It's 100 times better. And we can continue. The easier your software is, the faster it is for you to make money. Yeah, you understand? It's more autopilot, but we'll get there when we get there. Now, let me address yesterday. I warned y'all. I did. I literally told y'all at 8 a.m, today's gonna be terrible. I told you this. And I told you, some esoteric stuff, which we'll talk about. I heard Phil say earlier, it's very accurate. I didn't even think about, that's today, isn't it? Phil said, in fact, I'll let him say it. Grace told me you said something, Phil, about how we will remember yesterday. I'll let you say it.
We will remember yesterday the same way we remember 9/11 and the Kennedy assassination for those of us who were around for that.
Straight up.
It's that impactful. It's even more. I think it's more impactful than those two events.
I think so too. I absolutely think so too. It's going to take years to. All right. The punchline here is you do not need to catch this energy. This is what I told y'all yesterday. I told you yesterday there's going to be a lot of bad energy out there, and you don't need to catch it. Now, I get that your programming is kicking in right now. I understand. And it's not even you being upset with me. You're programmed to respond a certain way when politics or racism or whatever comes up. So I'm not offended at you. There's no need for you to think I'm offended at your response to what I'm saying. It's your programming. I respect that. It's not your character, it's your programming. What we saw was a lot of character yesterday. That ain't just programming. Do you understand? But you don't need to catch that energy. Because yesterday, I still got paid a lot of times yesterday. You understand? You didn't see a single post from my page catching that energy. Not one. When it's time, I will, but you didn't see it because I'm not catching that energy because there are people that are profiting from that. And every news media did profit from it. Let me just tell you. Samuel, I can tell you right now that we don't even have to guess. I'm about to activate some of y'all programming, especially if you are someone like Phil, and Steve, and Susan, people who are not Black like me, that are actually kind and like, it's a weird thing, believe in equal rights. It's a weird thing that you guys believe in, right? So I'm going to activate programming, and it's going to make people like this uncomfortable. It is without a doubt that you were embarrassed by that. But you need to understand that was most certainly a threat to anyone as chocolate as me. We got two different reactions. Like, process the information. I know it makes everybody uncomfortable. Process the information. What are you storming? What is the revolution for? The revolution is to go back to where you had us. Are you processing the information? You get it? And it's been a while, but most would say, I don't even have to say it. Your actions, not your, second person plural, your actions say, let's go back to making sure a certain level of oppression is there because we benefited. And the moment things flipped, we storm a Capitol building. Okay, now this is facts. It just is what it is. It's uncomfortable. You don't like it. I get it. I don't like talking about it. You understand? I'm gonna do it as classy as possible. Go ahead, Phil.
Well, if that was a Black Lives Matter demonstration and the same thing happened, more than one person would have lost their life.
The words won't even come out of my mouth fast enough. You understand?
Phil,
Now,
and drop the mic.
it's just you understand. Now, think about this. What I'm trying, remember, the punchline is not for me to upset you. The punchline is for me to say, Steve, don't catch that energy. Because the more if you ride it, you can't make money. And we don't have to, and this isn't a money conversation. This is a group economics conversation. They can't touch us if we band together. If our checks don't come from them, we're unstoppable. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I really, really, really trying to push this to you. If you don't have to depend on your Social Security, then you no longer have to be subject or silent to their behavior. All we have to continue to do, when we get to 7 million, at minimum, that's $3.5 billion cash flow in this one economy. But I'm pushing half of that back out. So that's $1.25 billion in this economy. That means that with just the 36 people on this one call, if it was just 36 people that were there first, all of you would have over $10 million coming in a month. And there is, to my knowledge, no other company in the world setting up, and I'm gonna just, its customers in that fashion. Because in ATS, you're not customers. Anyway, let me just go ahead, Law.
It's interesting that you said that because yesterday that's all that they could talk about at T-Mobile, what have you. And anytime there's like some type of negativity or some type of energy that I don't want to ride, I become silent and then just focus on the thoughts in which I want to create the life that I want to live, because I'm not trying to ride that energy. But constantly throughout that day or what have you, everyone comes, are you okay, Law? Are you okay? Yes, Law is fine. I am not focused on what's going on that TV. I'm not focused on what's going on with these customers. I am focused on what it is that I want to create for my life. So anytime that energy comes, that's what I start to get into. But people just don't get that, you know?
Yeah, someone just probably messaged me and said, I missed yesterday. Can you bring it out? I'm going to do this as classy as I possibly can. If you missed yesterday, an armed militia. Now that's very kind of me. That's very kind of me. Okay. That is super kind of me because I'm invoking the Second Amendment of the United States that allows you to bear arms. You understand? And uses the word armed militia, the phrase armed militia in it. I'm being very classy and kind here. An armed militia stormed the Capitol building with no mask or very little and caused violence, looted, literally stole things, vandalized. There's put boots on the desk of elected officials and endangered the lives. And then there's a law in America, it's called terroristic threat. Okay, now there's a felony version of it, there's a misdemeanor version of it. At minimum, every single person did the misdemeanor version of terroristic threat. At minimum. Even filmed themselves doing so. You understand? We have more police in Washington, D.C. per capita than any other place in America. More. The Capitol Hill has 2,000 police alone. Do you understand? There is, yes, that's okay. Someone says there's Antifa members. I ain't gonna disagree with that. As long as you understand Antifa ain't got nothing to do with no left or no Black Lives Matter. That's that media spin. This is boom. This is you say what you can have it all you want to. That ain't got nothing to do with no Black lives, no nothing. You understand what I'm saying? It's got nothing to do with that. And I'm being very kind, very classy. I'm not even saying a single thing negative. Right? I'm not saying a single thing negative. You don't need to catch that energy. So I'll just catch you up. Let me get Law, and I'll say one more thing, and I'll close it out. Go ahead, Law.
And in the same token, I received confirmation on how I was supposed to process things, right? Shortly after I started to get this headache or what have you because of everything that was going on. Yep. And then customer who was bat crazy came in, let me tell you, and she made me bust out into this laughter that I was uncontrollably, tears coming down my eyes. I had to step off the floor, go into the restroom. You could still hear my laughter through the restroom. And I said, okay, I'm confirmed. Thank you.
Yeah, no, good, because I got you, Susan. I see your hand. The reason why that's important, y'all, is because you ever seen a fight in school, you know, and then another fight breaks out, and another fight breaks out, because that energy is out there. You know, you go watch a karate movie and you walk out the theater thinking you're a black belt. You understand what I'm saying? That energy is out there, and you caught it. And I'm just telling you, don't catch it. Catch prosperity. Catch us. I have no problem with Steve. And don't have no problem telling you that. And I am actively, not passively, I am actively helping Steve build wealth. Catch that energy. I'm not just talking. There is actions where the talk is. Now, Now, if they ever gonna put that on camera, no, Steve, they never put it on camera. It's never gonna happen. That ain't hitting the news. That's not hitting the news. But they don't need to. That's why we got our own news. You understand? That's why we got our own social media. Did you know that if you go look at Vibin, there was not a single post about that? Not in no negative way. Think about that. Think about how much aware we are and how much we control the media. Ours. Think about that. That's incredible when you think about it. That we've created something that we can retreat to and focus on our wealth, our collective wealth. They're collectively tripping. We're collectively helping each other. Come on, Susan.
Well, what I was doing when they got together and each doing their speech, I was critiquing them as a speaker. Okay, and evaluating them as a speaker and getting into that. And then after they all had to huddle and lay on the floor together and then come back, and a lot of them rewrote their speech, and it was a little bit different. So I found that very interesting, and a way to critique and learn as a speaker and part of the Bureau of Dominant Speakers, listening to them. But I had a cousin from California. I mean, I don't know him very well, but he flew from California to DC to be there. And I got off the phone with my bestie, and a whole group from my small town America, Southern Ohio, Appalachia, they all went as a group.
Of course they did.
It's crazy. And these people are paying, $20 here, $5 here, $10 there to support Trump and, help him get out of, the debt that he's going to have in New York City when this is all over. I think it's all going to kind of work in our favor coming forward. That's my positive. Yes.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Listen, y'all, I get it. I know it's uncomfortable. But remember, I ain't through a single slug. I don't have time for it. And to be honest with you, I'm not willing to forfeit my dreams because somebody want me dead. I'm not. I'm just not. Like I just told Jerry privately, I got 5 of my, y'all not finna like what I'm finna say, but you know it. Some of you know it, okay? I have, obviously, since I'm wealthy, I have a lot of wealthy friends. All my wealthy friends act like me. All of them. We all act alike. You understand? I most certainly see color. There's no doubt about it. That's the whole point of having eyes, right? I got eyes. That's kind of the whole point. But I just see my eyes make me see through group economics eyes. How can I help my brother and my sister? It's the only energy I'm on. You understand? The only energy I'm on, whether it be my white brothers and sisters or anybody else, I don't care. We brothers and sisters. That's just my mindset. I don't mean that in no passive way because I'm still a warrior. You understand? I'm just saying that I can't wait to drink a beer with Steve and make sure his kiddos are secure for 2 or 3 generations. This is what it is. It just is what it is. You ain't gotta like it. I like it. And it works for me. You know what I'm saying? it works for me. It works for me. But here's what's, I was doing something yesterday and they warned, hey, and they call me a few things. It depends on how they know me. And they said, man, listen. And they warned me about the actual war that's going to happen. Why? Because they're in their circles And like Susan was just saying, their circles are telling them it's for real. And they wanted me to protect myself and my family. Because there are dates in which movements will happen towards people who look like me. Okay, let me just tell you what it is. Right? I know you don't like it. I don't like it. But I'm gonna tell you two things. I'm gonna read Cindy comment. My vision is looking out to the great grandchildren. That's it. Yeah, listen. That's all I'm trying to do. Let me tell you something. And I promise you, I mean both of the things I'm about to say. Number one, if we protect each other, we got nothing to worry about. It just is what it is. I told you yesterday, if we don't own it, don't use it. I meant what I said. If we don't own
Preach.
it, come on, don't use it. I'm telling you. If we don't own it, don't use it. If you need to buy marketing, go to Jerry. Go to Steve. If you need to get recovery, go to Vanessa. You need a keynote, go to law. Like, if we don't own it, don't use it. Because it's going to get worse because it's supposed to. Not by some prophecy or some religion. It's supposed to get worse because we keep planting supposed to get worse seeds. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm just talking straight up seed and harvest. You know how many bad seeds were planted just yesterday alone? We got to pay for that. Like yesterday was seed planting, which was also a harvest that showed up. There's going to be a delayed effect. There's going to be a delayed effect. So listen to what I'm saying. This is the last thing I'm going to say. They wanted me to protect myself. It's because they have, I can give you the info. Privately, I give you the information. I give you the information. But they believe a race war is coming. Now listen, it is obvious that black folk ain't starting no race war. You forget whatever you want your TV to tell you, you go ahead and bleed it all you want to. We ain't out here starting no race war. You understand what I'm saying? That ain't happening.
We're lucky you haven't, because we'd all be in trouble because you have a right to.
It's facts. We ain't doing that.
Black people don't want revenge. They just wanted it to be a level playing field. Thank God you don't want revenge.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Amen to that for sure. But this is what I want you to know. I said I was going to tell you two things. That was the first thing. They want me to protect myself. The second thing, I'm not going to protect myself. Let me tell you something, man. That ain't what I'm here for. Like process this information. You're not fit to. Let me pause. Go ahead real quick, Michelle, and I'm gonna make sure that's the last thing that's heard.
Oh, I just wanted to say to everybody, it's definitely what you're saying is very true. You're just giving more details than what we already know, because I would definitely say my pastor, he is a prophet. He already told us this. So, and he mentioned war. He forewarned us. He said, guys, a war is coming. And he said, things will get way much worse. And he said, y'all need to stock up on food for at least 6 months. He said, because yesterday was just the day of reckoning and reciprocal effect in launching everything else to come after it. So I'm willing to do group economics, helping one another, because we're definitely going to meet that in the next few months. So all that you're saying, that's why yesterday it surprised me, because I knew it was coming.
No doubt. Only war I'm vibrating at is the war to take Steve and Jerron with me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I ain't vibrating no other war. Like the war is for prosperity. Any other frequency I ain't got on me, sugar. I don't. Like the deal is, Jerry ought to have a gold wing, some scotch, and walk barefoot or whatever it is that he like to do. You know what I'm saying? With all his bills paid. That's the war I'm fighting. I ain't fighting no other war. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't fighting no other war. I ain't got time for it because I don't vibrate at it. I ain't caught that energy. That's why I ain't protecting myself. However, there's a bigger reason. When you get to my level, the first thing you do is protect yourself. You start writing laws to protect yourself. You enclose yourself in your wealth, and you don't share with Steve. You don't share with Vanessa. You don't share with Samuel. That ain't how I'm living my life. And I mean this. And we end with this. I didn't come here to get enough and then be stingy. That's not my purpose. That's not my purpose. And I don't know what you think, what you know. I can tell you who I am. I don't do nothing I'm not willing to die for. The movement that I am creating or have created, I am willing to die for. Period, point blank. I'm just telling you what it is. You ain't gotta like it. I know what I'm supposed to do. So I'm not hiding in my living room. I'm not, sitting back make everybody else comfortable. I'm here to make everybody a team. Go ahead, Phil.
Well, do we have a key man insurance policy on you?
Yeah, I know, right? You know what? He's right, though. You better get one. Yeah.
Just asking. Just
I know. That's actually nice. That's a good question.
Hey, Antonio.
Yes, ma'am.
The AA says that it's a spiritual warfare. It's spiritual.
Oh, yeah.
It's total spiritual. And just like, yesterday you said something that was so profound to me, and I took it with me and I walked in it. You said, I'm not on the right and I'm not on the left. And I took that with me because when you choose, you have to subscribe. And I refuse to let anybody put me in a box. You will not dictate to me and you will not tell me. I'm not saying that I'm above the law, but I do admonish spirituality and spiritualness. Anything that's going to allow me to soar and be better and serve, that's what I'm about.
Amen.
I know we all gonna die at some point, or we gonna transcend. That's okay too, because I know this is not my home. And I know that we all have an expiration date. I'm okay with that too. But I'm like you in a lot of ways. I'm not gonna feed into that energy over there. I said it last night. I'm glad it wasn't me. Because I just know what that energy is about. I don't want it. I'm not racist. I might be a little militant because I know who I am. But yesterday, I listened to Wayne Dyer on the shift and how to live your life more abundantly. I had my earplugs in from the time I left my house until I got back home. I do know one thing. When you nurture your spirit on spiritual things, you cannot subscribe to anything else that's outside of that. And with that, I pass. I
appreciate you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. No, you're absolutely correct. Y'all, I'm willing to die for what we have here.
All right.
I'm not willing to die for myself. That's not what I come here for. I know what I'm supposed to do. So if I were you, I'd jump on the train. If I'm willing to die, you ought to be willing to live. Okay? So focus on your legacies. Focus on your wealth. Eat healthy. But some of you can't eat healthy because you don't make enough money. It's not even your fault. Well, everything's your fault, but the system is just set up to where you gotta buy nothing but processed foods. So make enough money to where you don't have to do that, because we all we got. I don't have nothing else but Phil, but Jerome, but Maurice. Ain't got nothing else. If I try to have something outside of Steve, I ain't got it. That's not what I'm here for. And all y'all got to do is just come together. You know, this is my mountaintop moment. Come together, and they can't stop us. Period. They can shut down Facebook, Amazon. If we got our own stuff, nobody can shut us down. Move past unemployment and paycheck protection programs. And let's move to our own $10,000 a month communities. And let's start having fun with it and say, who wants to make $3,000 a day, which is like $1 million? And then have more fun with it. Who wants to make $1 million a day? Who wants to make $3 million a day, which is $1 billion? Like, let's just have fun with it. But first, we got to get to $500, right? Let's do that. We got. We got the greatest speaking coaches in the world here, Phil and Susan. Great. You ain't getting no better than them. I dare you. If I had to choose, if Les Brown and what's his name, John Maxwell said, listen, we want to do it, I'd be like, nope, I got Phil and Susan. Thank you though. Appreciate it. You can listen to them, right? Right. You want to do a keynote so they can, they can judge your keynote or something, right? Something like that. I got all I need, and I don't need nothing else. And all I need is y'all. Stick together. I'll see you at 11 or 11 Central Standard Time, our time, for Esoteric Call. Don't catch that energy. Last words on you, Phil.
John 20:21.
Read that. Start off with it. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. Thank you for being so open and listening to that.
Thank you, Antonio.
Very welcome.
Thank you, Antonio.
Love y'all.
Yes, sir. Love you too.
Love you more.
Thank you, Antonio.
There are a lot of choices when it comes to car shopping. Only Kelley Blue Book is your trusted resource for one-stop car shopping. Have confidence to price it, buy it, fix it, trade it, sell it, and love it when you KBB.com it. It's as easy to say as it is to use. Kelley Blue Book is the #1 most trusted third-party automotive site. So no matter what your it is, be empowered to nail it at KBB.com.